Guru Gauranga Gandharva Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashtatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Shri Guru Dev Ki Jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashtatara Shata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashtatara Shata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shutarashita Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shutarashita Shishmar Bhakti Siddhāntī Saraswati Gosvāmī Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gaur Kishodas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadasa Raghunath Shar Gosai Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Surup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai. Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्यामा कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। जय नित्यानंद प्रविष्ट श्री श्रीमार भक्ति श्रीरूप सिद्धांती गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। तदीय शुभ आविर्भाव तिथि की जय। नित्यानंद प्रविष्ट श्री भक्त्यालोक परमहंस गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। तदीय शुभ तिरुभाव तिथि की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री कार्तिक व्रत नियम सेवा ऊर्ज व्रत की जय। ऊर्जेश्वरी रसेश्वरी श्री विश्व भानुनंदिनी श्रीमती राधा ठाकुरानी की जय। श्रीनिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा। धन्यवाद प्रणाम्स। Yugal Kishore Kishori Didi, Yashoda Didi, Ganga Mataji, and I see 3 other devotees on YouTube and Facebook. Dandavat pranams. If Indira Mataji is there, pranams. All right, so we are continuing on with our Hare Krishna Vidya Lalasa Didi. Haribo. So yeah, we're continuing on with our Kartik program. Actually, today we're not doing a regular Kartik program. We're not going to be going through the 3 stotrams because today is a very special day. It is the appearance day of Śrīla Bhakti Śrīrūpa Siddhāntī Gosvāmī Mahārāja and the disappearance day of Śrīla Bhakti, Bhakti-alok Paramahansa Goswami Maharaj. So I'm not sure if we'll have time to read about Śrīla Bhakti-alok Paramahansa Goswami Maharaj, but today we're going to read an article by Śrīla Bhakti Śrīrūpa Siddhāntī Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Usually I read this glorification that he wrote about Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, or I'll read the selected nectarian advice, bunch of instructions that he wrote, but I wanted to do something different this year since I do that usually every year. So today we're going to be reading one article, but it's divided into 2 parts. It's called The Glories of Sādhu-saṅga, and it was published in Raise the Harmonist, I think it was Gaura-Pūrṇimā, 2003, and Kārtika 2003. So I haven't read it yet. I can't remember reading this article, so we're all reading it for the first time. Let me just make sure my mic is plugged in. It is, okay. Let me just find it. I forgot to open it up. Rays of the Harmonist, 2003. So this is issue number 12. This one. Okay, view. Okay. What page? It's page 26. There it is. All right, so the Glories of Sadhu-saṅga, a lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 18, verses 10 to 13, delivered by Śrīla Bhakti Śrīrūpa Siddhāntī Gosvāmī Mahārāja. In Srimad Bhagavatam, after replying to the inquiry of Shonak and other rishis regarding the history of King Parikshit, which is filled with narrations of Bhagavan Vasudev's pastimes, Śrīla Sutta Goswami said, Ya ya katha bhagavata katanioru karmana guna karma shraya pumbhi sangsevyasta bubhushubhi. Chapter 18 of the first canto, verse 10. Those who desire to attain sadbhav, the pure state of existence, must thoroughly and submissively serve all the topics related to the transcendental qualities and wonderful activities of Bhagavan Vasudeva. The katha of Bhagavan is abundant. There is no end to it. He performs wonderful activities and pastimes, and these are to be narrated and glorified by all. Samsevyasta. It is imperative to thoroughly serve, that is, to hear, glorify, and remember such pastimes. Pumbhi. This is particularly true for those who desire to attain sadbhav, the pure state of existence. Sadbhavcha. Sadbhav means the bhav, or nature, of Bhagavan and his bhaktas. Therefore, it is essential for those who desire to attain sadbhav to thoroughly serve, in other words, to hear, all the topics related to Bhagavan's activities, his karma, and his qualities, his guna. In this verse, karma refers to Bhagavan's leelas. Serving katha means hearing, shravan, glorifying, kirtan, and remembering, smaran. So, hearing, glorifying, and remembering that katha. In his commentary, Śrīla Chakrabarti Pad says, Swasat tam icharbhi. Those who desire to maintain their satta, their existence, must hear Bhagavat Katha. And anyatha jivan mritatvam syat. Otherwise, that person will become dead even while living. Without hearing Bhagavat Katha, one is as good as dead. Hare Krishna Gokuleshwari Didi. Without hearing Bhagavat Katha, one is as good as dead. Nehayat karma dharmaya na viragaya kalpate na tirtha padasevayai jivan api mrito hisa. Third canto, chapter 23, verse 56, Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyone whose work is not meant to elevate him to religious life, whose religious ritualistic performances do not raise him to renunciation, and who is situated in renunciation that does not lead him to devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, must be considered dead, although he is breathing. Thus, those who do not perform kirtan, shravan, and smaran of Harikatha are dead, even while appearing to be alive, sorry, although appearing to live. Ordinarily, we think that by eating and taking care of ourselves, we remain alive. It is true that by eating and defending, we can keep our body healthy. But to nourish the immortal existence of the Atma is impossible without hearing Harikatha. Therefore, it is said that Bhagavan has ample activities. His wonderful qualities are to be glorified by all beings, and those who are eager to attain Sadbhav must thoroughly serve, that is, hear, glorify, and remember Bhagavan Vasudev's various pastimes, characterized by his qualities. After hearing this, the rishis, headed by Shonak Rishi, said, Rishaya Uchuhu, Sutta Jiva Samasomya, Shashvatir Vishadam Yasha, Yastvam Shangsasi Krishnasya, Martyanam Amritam Hina. Chapter 18 of the first canto, verse 11. The good sages said, O grave Sutta Gosvāmī, may you live many years and have eternal fame, for you are speaking very nicely about the activities of Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. This is just like nectar for mortal beings like us. The rishi said, O graceful Sutta Goswami, may you live for an unlimited period of time. The rishis are hearing the Bhagavat from Sutta Goswami. However, they are not blessing him in the statement above. Rather, with great respect and profuse eagerness, they are praying for his long life. Why? Yes twang shangsasi krishnasya martyanam amritam hena. Because you are speaking the most purifying nectarian pastimes of Krishna to mortal beings like us. That's why. We want you to live for a long time so that you can always speak these nectarian pastimes of Krishna. The katha of Bhagavan is nectar. You are distributing that nectar to mortal beings like us. Therefore, may you live for unlimited years. Speaking like this, they are praying with great jubilation and eagerness. It is unfeasible for them to bless Sutta Goswami, and therefore they are praying. The rishis further said, Karmanyasmin anashvase dhumadhurmamrita dhumadhuratmanam bhavan apayayati govinda paraparmasavam madhu. So the next verse, verse 12. We have just begun the performance of this fruitive activity, a sacrificial fire, without certainty of its result due to the many imperfections in our action. Our bodies have become gray from the smoke, but we are indeed pleased by the nectar of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, Govinda, which you are distributing. We have started performing karma in the form of this yajna, but we are unsure whether we will be able to attain the lotus feet of Bhagavan at any point. Through this endeavor. We're not sure if we'll be able to attain Bhagavan through this endeavor. We have performed yajna for thousands upon thousands of years, but we have been unable to attain any realization of Bhagavan. Our sole achievement has been dhumratmanam bhavan. By the smoke of this yajna, our atma, that is our bodies, have become pale, have become ashy. This is what we have attained. The rishis were performing yajna for thousands of years, and therefore they are saying that they are uncertain about realizing any results from the yajna. The futility of such yajnas is mentioned in the Bhagavad. However, people are performing yajnas to this day, and they'll continue to do so in the future also. All paths will endure. Man can follow any opinion, for who can obstruct his free will? But for him to attain bhakti by whatever path he treads is impossible. The method to attain bhakti is distinct, and that process cannot simply be found anywhere. Therefore, the rishis are saying, we have passed thousands of years in performing yajna, the results of which are uncertain, and consequently our bodies have become pale. But we have been unable to make progress towards Bhagavan, even by an inch. In this state of ours, Bhavan apayayati, you have made us drink. Drink what? Govinda para parmasava, the nectar from the lotus feet of Govinda. You have made us drink the nectar of Govinda's katha. Madhu means the nectarian katha. In his commentary, Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravartipad says, why do we have no trust or confidence in this act of yajna? Why will we not achieve anything by performing yajna? Vaigunya bahulyena phala nishchaya bhavat. While performing acts like yajna, so many defects appear that it becomes uncertain whether or not its fruits will be achieved. Thus, because the results are uncertain due to the presence of imperfections, no one knows what result will occur and when. What is being expressed in the Rishi statements? Tene bhaktir vishvasanyatva muktam. We have developed faith in whatever you have made us hear about, namely, those matters pertaining to bhakti and Bhagavan. This is the real path. By speaking Harikatha to us, you have arranged for us to attain Bhagavan's lotus feet. This is trustworthy. We can understand this. Dhumena dhumra vivarna atmanshchakshur adyavyava. By the smoke of this yajna, our eyes have become like that of a blind man. People of this world hope to attain Bhagavan by performing yajna, yoga, dhyan, and so on. But there's no certainty of attaining Bhagavan by following these paths. This is because all these paths carry so many faults. Therefore, the rishis are saying that they have developed faith in the path of bhakti to the extent that Sutta Goswami has spoken bhakti katha to them, and thereby made them drink the sweetness of Bhagavan. Bhakti shakshat phaladattva maha. Bhakti can bestow its results directly. Many people, despite hearing something about the excellence of bhakti, nonetheless follow other paths which lead them to karma and samsara. Asavam makrandarupam madhumadakam. This Harikatha is so intoxicating that by once entering into the sweetness of Shravan, Kirtan, and Smaran, one cannot give it up or live without it, and one will most certainly relish it. Tad itara sarva sukha dukhan anubhavat. This Harikatha is so sweet and so intoxicating that even despite its own sweetness, it will not let us experience the happiness and distress of any other topic of this world. Such is the glory of Bhagavan's Katha. Pratikshanam tadiya swa dutvanu havacha. At every moment, this Harikatha makes us relish and experience such bhavs, such moods, so that we do not develop any liking for any other topic. It makes one forget happiness, distress, and all worldly affairs, and intoxicates one. Okay, so that's the first half of the article. Now we'll read the second half. Oh, and Hare Krishna, Krishna Maya Didi. Okay, so now part 2. Okay, so the Glories of Sadhu-saṅga, a lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 18, verses 10 to 13. So continuing on from what we just read from. In the first part of this lecture, published in the previous issue of Rays of the Harmonist, Śrīla Bhakti Śrīrūpa Siddhāntī Mahārāja elucidates the deep import of Srimad Bhagavatam, verses chapter 18 of the first canto, verses 10 to 12. In these verses, the sages, headed by Shaunak Rishi, pray for Sutta Goswami's long life and go on to profusely glorify Harikatha. They say that this katha is so sweet and relishable that one cannot give it up or live without it. Sadhu-saṅga, a wealth beyond compare. After speaking in this way, the rishis declare that they cannot estimate the value of the kind of association that bestows such harikatha. What to speak of the association of one who has in fact embraced such katha within his heart? This is a very famous verse. Tulayama lavinapi na svargam na punarbhavam bhagavat sangi sangasya martyanam kim utashishaha. I remember when my Gurudev explained this verse during the New Braj festival one year, and many of us were trying to memorize it. So, Shaunak Rishi says, the association of a Bhagavad Bhakta, that is to say, of one who has attained the direct association of Bhagavan, is very rarely achieved in the course of the jiva's destiny. We see thousands of saints and ascetics wandering about in groups. But to get the association of one who has in fact attained the association of Bhagavan and has received his darshan and has entered into Bhagavan's Leela is very difficult. What to speak of such a person? It is extremely rare to attain the association of even one who is associated with such a person. How rare? Tula yama lavinapi. The value of even a single moment, a lava, of such association is incomparable. I do not consider anything equal to it. Na swargam na punarbhavan. The heavenly kingdom, swarga, and liberation from matter, moksha, are generally regarded as the highest of all goals, and therefore those who desire them endeavor very hard to achieve them. But Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya, the result of just a moment's association with one who is in Bhagavan's direct company, cannot be equated to or compared with the attainment of even swarga or moksha. What an astonishing fact! Lava means 1/11 of a second, a very short interval. Shaunak Rishi continues. We are speaking from experience, having had the association of Sutta Goswami. This is our realization. It is not that we have merely heard of the glories of Sadhu-saṅga or fabricated them with our imagination. We have directly experienced them. We performed yajna for thousands of years with no result. But what we have attained in the very first instant, through only a moment's association with Sutta Goswami, cannot be compared to the attainment of Swarga and Moksha. What of similar value to Sadhu-saṅga could we possibly attain by going to Swarga or achieving Moksha as a result of performing yajna? Tulayama na svargam na punarbhavam bhagavat sangi sangasya. If even Swarga and Moksha cannot be weighed against such association, what can be said of the kingdom and seemingly unlimited wealth of mortal beings? Of what importance, then, are the great personalities of this world, the vastly learned, the immensely rich, the famous, and those of high birth and aristocratic lineage? All are inconsequential. If Swarga and Moksha have become insignificant, then what comparative value can this worldly kingdom and wealth have? Eternal union with God. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad has written a wonderful commentary on this shloka. He states, Tasmat Sādhu-saṅga Mahānider Mahatmyam. The rishis, headed by Shonak Rishi, are saying, Asmar Anubhava Go Charikritam. I have directly experienced and perceived the glory of Mahanidhi, the great treasure of Sādhu-saṅga, about which I have spoken earlier. In other words, by having your personal association, O Sutta Goswami, we have now understood its glory. Srila Shukadev Goswami is Bhagavat Sangi. He has attained the association of Bhagavan. And you are his Sangi. Shukadev Goswami is Bhagavan Sangi, and you are Shukadev Goswami Sangi. You have attained association with Shukadev Goswami. Thus, by having the association of a Bhagavad Bhakta like you, we have realized that this type of association is Mahanidhi. It is a great treasure, and that its glory, which we have experienced, is indeed wonderful. What more can we say? Who is Bhagavat Sangina? The Bhaktas, the devotees. They always remain with Bhagavan. They never live outside his association. People may ask, if the Bhaktas are Bhagavan's associates, they ought to reside in Bhagavan's eternal abode. So why are they living here? But wherever the Bhaktas may reside, whether it be here or elsewhere, they remain forever with Bhagavan. Hiranyakashipu questioned his son Prahlad Maharaj. He said, "You're always chanting Hari Hari, but where is your Hari?" And Prahlad Maharaj replied, "My Hari is everywhere." Hiranyakashipu then asked, Can you see him everywhere? I have searched for him everywhere, but I was unable to find him. If I had found him, I would have killed him. But you are saying he is everywhere? Are you actually seeing Hari everywhere? Is he in this pillar? Can you see him in this pillar? Prahlad Maharaj replied, Yes, he is in the pillar. Hiranyakashipu then struck the pillar with his fist and broke it, and Sri Nrsingadev appeared. Just see, Prahlad Maharaj lived in Hiranyakashipu's kingdom, and despite being in a dynasty of the demon, he was always associating with Bhagavan and always having his darshan. Even when Hiranyakashipu was torturing Prahlad in various ways, Bhagavan at all times kept the boy in his lap. When Prahlad was made to sit in fire, was thrown in the water, and was placed under the feet of an elephant, Bhagavan always kept him in his lap and protected him. Those devotees who have gained entrance into Bhagavan's eternal pastimes, his Nitya Lila, reside in Bhagavan's abode as his eternal associates. By the will of Bhagavan, however, such associates also come and reside in this world. During their sojourn here, they are not without Bhagavan's association. They always remain with him. Thus, even while in this world, they are to be regarded as associates of the Lord. They never leave Bhagavan. Therefore, Srila Chakravarti Pad has written that Bhagavat Sanginaha refers to the bhaktas, to the devotees. But who are those bhaktas who always live with Bhagavan and with whom Bhagavan also always resides? This is a separate topic of discussion. the value of only a moment's association. And Haribo Manjari Didi. So, Teshang Sangasya means the association of such type of bhaktas. Yo lava means for a very short time, that is, for 1/11th of a second. Such association, even if only momentary, cannot be compared to attaining svarga, the fruit of karma. By following the path of karma, people hope to reach svarga, believing svarga to be the highest goal and the topmost fruit of karma. Apunar bhavang mokshang cha. Apunar bhavang refers to moksha, the fruit of gyan. By cultivating gyan, people hope to attain moksha. But na tulayama. The fruits of karma and gyan cannot be measured against the fruit of even a moment's association with a Bhagavad Bhakta. But people do not readily put their faith in the result attained by 1/11th of a second of such association. And this kind of good fortune does not easily come their way also. Therefore it is said, Na tulayama martyanang tucha ashino rajyado kimuta. How then can it be compared with an insignificant worldly kingdom of mortal beings? The rishis, headed by Shonak Rishi, are now asking rhetorically, why is it that I do not wish to make any comparison with Sadhu-saṅga? What result is in fact obtained from the association of Bhagavat Sangi for even a very short time? What kind of insignificant value is attained in such a brief interval that cannot be compared against the attainment of Svarga and Moksha? Param Durlabhaya Bhaktir Ankuro Hridudbhavata Iti Bhavaha. What is obtained in the supremely rare commodity known as bhakti? It cannot be attained even by thousands of different types of sadhan, including the sadhans performed on the paths of karma, gyan, and yoga. This is because bhakti is parama durlabha. It's param durlabha. It's the rarest among all rarities. But it is that sadhu-saṅga that manifests within one's heart, the sprouts of this extremely rare bhakti. This is the result of associating with a Bhagavad Bhakta for even a very short time, what to speak of associating with such a personality over a prolonged period. Tatra bhakte sadhanasyapi sadhu sangasya lavinapi karma jnana de phalang sampurnam api. It's hard to read it with these weird diacritics. Sadhu-saṅga is a sadhan of bhakti. Whatever is achieved by sadhu-saṅga for a very little time cannot be compared against even the complete fruits of karma and gyan. Sadhu-saṅga is a method to achieve bhakti, and the fruits of karma and gyan in their entirety do not even bear comparison with the result of obtaining sadhu-saṅga for a single moment. Kim uta bahukala vyapina sadhu-saṅgena. And what can be said about the results one derives from sadhu-saṅga and bhakti sadhan over a long time? They are kim uta, truly incomparable. Even if bhakti sadhan in the form of sadhu-saṅga is momentary, it has no comparison. Kim utatarang tat phalabhutaya bhaktya. Now the word kim utatarang, still more incomparable, is being used. The rishis are saying that this describes the nature of bhakti attained as a result of performing bhakti sadhan, that is sadhu-saṅga. And finally, the word kim utattamang most incomparable is used, denoting the highest fruit of bhakti, namely prem. When, as a result of bhakti, prem is attained, then where is the question of drawing any possible comparison? There simply cannot be any comparison whatsoever. Yes, we can't compare the topmost fruit of karma or gyan to prem. And prem is what when we're, even if we're in the sadhu-saṅga for a moment, we're put on the path towards prem. So how can we even compare sadhu-saṅga with karma and gyan? The words kim uta, kim utatarang, and kim utatamang are in the positive, comparative, and superlative degrees, respectively. Okay, so in these verses, I guess it mentions kim utatarang, and kim utatamam. So the suffix tara is used to convey the sense of still more incomparable. And the ending, the suffix tama, the sense of most incomparable. Thus, the highest idea is gradually revealed. Meaningless attempts to calculate. Tatatra sambhavanarthak lota tolene sambhavanam eva na kurmaha. I have to stand up. I'm starting to get a bit tired. I didn't sleep much last night. Someone may submit that whatever has been said previously is merely speculative, and that now some type of objective scale should be used to make verifiable comparisons. To this, Shonaka Rishi replies, "But I have no wish to compare sadhu-saṅga against the attainment of swarga and moksha on a scale, setting aside the facts that such task is actually impossible." Why? What is the harm of such a comparative analysis? For what purpose should I do it? Shonak Rishi asks. He further states rhetorically, Nahi meru na I don't know what this is supposed to be. Usually that's an S with a dot under it. Anyways, maru nangsh are anyways, rishapam. No, I don't know actually what it's saying. Kashchitul layati. Sorry, guys. So, for what purpose should I do it? Then Shonak Rishi asks. He further states rhetorically, can any meaningful comparison be made between a mountain and a sesame seed? In other words, it is quite sufficient simply to observe the incomparable nature of the two. No one in his right mind will think it necessary to place the two on either side of a scale, to put a ginormous mountain and a sesame seed on a scale. That would be insane. So can't put the fruit of prem and the fruit of jnana and karma on a scale. The association of sadhu, or the practices of karma and jnana. That which is widely accepted, bahu vachanena bahunam samatya. So that which is widely accepted cannot be denied by anyone. I'm not going to read that Sanskrit. So that is, one is simply unable to reject or disregard it. Sadhu-saṅga, more powerful than associating with Bhagavan. Now the potency of Bhagavad Bhaktas will be highlighted further. Bhagavat Sangisangasya ityanena. Na tatasya bhavet klesho bandhaschanya prasangata yoshit sangar yata pungso yata tatsangi sangata. Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad here offers an analogy from the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 14, verse 30, to elucidate the nature of sadhu-saṅga. He explains that by associating with a woman, one is afflicted by bondage. But yatha tatsangi sangata, the association of one who associates with women is in fact more harmful than the direct association of a woman. Why? Because by knowing that the association of women will bind one, a person can at least try to remain aloof from such association. More harmful is the company of a man who associates with women, as greater bondage comes from such a relationship. For this reason, it has similarly been said, Vishayar annakaile malin hoiman, by eating grains, foodstuffs given by a worldly person, a sense enjoyer, one's mind becomes polluted, and with such a contaminated mind, one cannot perform bhajan of Sri Krishna. In this regard, it is also harmful to accept anything from a person who associates with women. There is a danger in associating with such a person. Associating with women is harmful, but associating with persons addicted to associating with women is more harmful. Similarly, associating with bhaktas of Bhagavan is more powerful than associating with Bhagavan himself. Wow. Yes, associating with bhaktas of Bhagavan, of the devotees of Bhagavan, is more powerful than associating with Bhagavan himself. One attains auspiciousness by associating with Bhagavan, but one attains greater auspiciousness by associating with his devotees. This same fact was explained by Dhruva Maharaj when he attained darshan of Bhagavan. At that time, Bhagavan asked him to accept any benediction. Dhruva said, "My only request is that I should always have the association of your bhaktas. I do not desire anything else." Bhagavan replied, "What is this? You have finally attained me, and now having achieved this, you again desire the association of my bhaktas?" Dhruva said, "O Prabhu, if I had not attained the association of your bhaktas, then how could I have attained your association today? I would have deviated from the path of attaining you by committing some offense. And even now, how will it be possible for me to remain in your company if I'm without the association of your bhaktas? At any time, I may commit some offense and lose your association." Thus, the association of bhaktas is more powerful than the association of Bhagavan himself. This has been made clear. Since we are unable to understand this, the harmful effects of associating with a woman and with a man who associates with women has been illustrated. Of the two, the latter harm is the greater. But although people may hear this, do they pay any regard? Ito yoshit sangad God. Iti yoshit sangad sangad api yoshit sanginang sango yatantindiya ukta. Just as associating with a man who associates with a woman has been denounced in Srimad Bhagavatam as more condemnable than associating with a woman, so associating with a Bhagavad Bhakta has been glorified as more virtuous, advantageous, and desirable than associating with Bhagavan directly. Indeed, there is nothing more virtuous and desirable than Sadhu-saṅga. Through such association, all one's desires are fulfilled. Our inability to actually associate. Real sadhus, however, are extremely rare and therefore difficult to find. And if they are found, it is very difficult to associate with them in the real sense. Sadhu-saṅga doesn't just mean coming into the association of a sadhu. It's something that, because we have to be able to receive the sangha. So it's on us to be able to receive the sangha. Actually, just the other day, Manju Lali Didi was think she was quoting Śrīla Bhakti Śrīrūpa Gosvāmī Mahārāja or somebody, but the point was that we're either in Sādhu-saṅga or Asat-saṅga. And so we can be in Sādhu-saṅga. It's not like just because we're not in the physical proximity of a sadhu that we're bereft of Sādhu-saṅga, but it's something within us. If we are connected with their Harikatha, their teachings, and we're trying to follow them, then we are in Sādhu-saṅga. We're in their saṅga, no matter where we are in the world. But even if we are in the direct presence of a sadhu, we could be in Asat-saṅga. Even if we're sitting right next to a pure Mahabhagavat sadhu, we can be in Asat-saṅga because we're not opening ourselves up to the sadhu's association. We're just associating with our own mind and like that. So and if they are found, it is very difficult to associate with them in the real sense. Although people of this world may attain the association of a Bhagavad Bhakta, they remain unable to comprehend his bhav-tara, the line of thought that is his moods. We may, by the accumulation of previous sukriti, come close physically to a Bhagavad Bhakta, but we then discover that we cannot associate with him in any real sense. If those who have attained the Sangha of Bhagavad Bhaktas find themselves unable to benefit from it, what can be said of the predicament of those who have not even attained such Sangha? Why is this so? Why can we not properly associate with Bhagavad Bhaktas despite being in their company? Sangha means samyak rupena gamana. That means to completely follow the Bhagavad Bhakta. Okay, so that's important. Let's learn this term. Sangha means samyak rupena gamana. That means to completely follow the Bhagavad Bhakta. So when we say sadhu-saṅga, we're not saying being in the association of sadhus. We mean following the sadhus. That's what the deep meaning of the word sangha means. It is difficult for us to comply with their instructions. Moreover, the foundation of sangha is priti. Priti means love. Without priti, there can be no sangha. We go to the market and meet and talk with many people. But can this be called sangha? No. Priti, love, is the real requirement. What is priti? Śrīla Rūpa Gosvāmī has written, Priti Lakshanam. See at the end of this verse, it says Priti Lakshanam. So what is priti? Dadati pratigrinati guhyam akhyati prichati bhunkte bhojayate chaiva shardvidang priti lakshanam. That's the fourth verse of Upadeshamrita. So the lakshan, the qualities, the characteristics of priti lakshanam are described in this. What are they? Offering pure devotees items in accordance with the requirements, accepting remnant items given by pure devotees, revealing to devotees one's confidential realizations concerning bhajan, and inquiring from them about their confidential realizations, eating with great love the prasad remnants given by devotees, and lovingly feeding them prasad. These are the 6 symptoms of loving association with pure devotees. Are we able to deal with Bhagavad Bhaktas with these 6 symptoms of priti? We can have all these 6 exchanges with worldly people, but not with Bhagavad Bhaktas, because Maya does not let us do so. Such is the oppression of Maya that she will not allow us to associate with sadhus. Hence, the Sangha of Bhagavad Bhaktas is very rare. We are unable to attain it even after attaining their company. This is our misfortune. And notice how, like in the stages of sadhan, sadhu-saṅga is a stage. It's not just like something that we do, but it's actually like we come to the level of sadhu-saṅga, like where we're able to actually associate with the sadhus, where we have some love for them and we're able to follow them. But yeah, sorry, what did it say at the end? So the Sangha of Bhagavad Bhaktas is very rare. We are unable to attain it even after attaining their company. This is our misfortune. Why is this so? Man is the Sangi, is the associate of Maya, and likes associating with her. Ordinary people may come close to a Bhagavad Bhakta, but they will prefer to discuss worldly topics with him and go away. They are not influenced by his association. It is very difficult for them. Therefore, it is said that the result of associating with a Bhagavad Bhakta for a single moment cannot be compared to the attainment of Swarga and Moksha. What a significant matter! What a precious commodity is Sadhu-saṅga! Is such a highly worshipable and desirable thing attained in the course of everyone's fate? It is said in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 2254. Sadhu-saṅga, sadhu-saṅga, sarva shastre koi. Lava matra sadhu-saṅge, sarva siddhi hoy. The verdict of all revealed scriptures is that by even a moment's association with a sadhu, one can attain all success. Smearing one's body with a sadhu's foot dust. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Bharat Maharaj speaks as follows to King Rahugana. Rahuganai tat tapasa nayati na chejjaya nirvapanar grihadva na chandasa naiva jalagni suryar vina mahat pada rajobhishekam. At Srimad Bhagavatam 5:12-12. How significant are the words spoken by Bharat Maharaj to King Rahugana? He says, O Rahugana, you want to know Bhagavan, but he cannot be known by austerity, by tapasya, nor by worship, nor by giving up one's home, nor indeed by living in one's home. He cannot be known by reciting the Vedas, nor by worshipping the demigods such as the sun god, Varuna, and so on. Why? Because Vina Mahat Pada Rajobhishekam. As long as one does not smear himself with the foot dust of the Mahat, of great saintly personalities, one cannot achieve any result by performing all these other activities. So one should first seek the Sangha of a great saintly personality, and only when he can smear himself with the foot dust of this personality can Bhagavan be known to him. Prahlad Maharaj gave the same instruction to the sons of his guru. Naishang matis tavar urukramangkring sprishatyanartha pagamo yadartha mahiyasang padarajobhishekam niskinchananam na vrinityavat. That's Srimad Bhagavatam 7:532. Prahlad Maharaj told the sons of his teacher that they should give up everything. He says, what benefit can you derive from your father, Shukracharya, who you consider to be a great pundit? He asked. His consciousness is unable to touch the lotus feet of Bhagavan, who performs uncommon activities. These lotus feet have the effect of removing a person's anarthas and awarding him complete perfection. They deliver to him his prayojan, our goal. Let me just, since this is the last sentence, I'll just read it one last time. So what benefit can you derive from your father, Shukracharya, who you consider to be a great pundit? Yes, his consciousness is unable to touch the lotus feet of Bhagavan, who performs uncommon activities. These lotus feet have the effect of moving a person's anarthas and awarding him complete perfection. They deliver to him his prayojan, our goal. Okay, so that is the end of that article. Now there's a little short biography of Śrīla Bhakti Śrīrūpa Siddhāntī Gosvāmī at the end. We can read that. Okay, so the very embodiment of bhakti. Srimad Bhakti Śrīrūpa Siddhāntī Gosvāmī Mahārāja was one, I'd say, the very embodiment of bhakti is Bhakti Śrīrūpa, the very form, the very embodiment of bhakti. That's why it's saying that. So the very embodiment of bhakti, Śrīmad Bhakti Śrīrūpa Siddhāntī Gosvāmī Mahārāja, was one of Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada's foremost disciples. As Siddha Swarup Brahmachari, that's his name before he took sannyas. So as Siddha Swarup Brahmachari, he once created an uproar, an assembly of followers of Vivekananda and Ramakrishna by exposing them as charlatans, inducing the people to assail him with slogans and stones. His godbrothers reported this disturbance in their preaching to Srila Prabhupada. But to their surprise, Srila Prabhupada was thrilled to hear of such fearless and uncompromising preaching of the truth. Srila Prabhupada then himself came to that town and called for another assembly. He now called upon Siddha Swarup Brahmachari to defeat the philosophy of Vivekananda, which he did point for point. This time, the people lauded him. Śrīla Bhakti Śrīrūpa Siddhāntī Gosvāmī Mahārāja was very close with his godbrother Śrīla Bhakti Vivek Bharati Mahārāja, whom he honored as his Shiksha Guru. After Srila Prabhupada's disappearance, they jointly founded the Sri Saraswat Gaudiya Asana and Mission. Śrīla Bhakti Śrīrūpa Siddhāntī Gosvāmī Mahārāja's Śrīla Bhakti Śrīrūpa Siddhāntī Gosvāmī Mahārāja worked tirelessly in the service of his Gurudev, and this is reflected in his outstanding literary contribution. By translating Śrīla Baldev Vibhushan Prabhu's Shri Govinda Bhashya into Bengali, he satisfied one of his Gurudev's unfulfilled inner desires. He also wrote commentaries on the 12 principal Upanishads and translated Śrīla Baldev Vibhushan's and Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad's Sanskrit commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, for which the Gaudiya Vaishnava community remains deeply indebted. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Śrīrūpa Siddhāntī Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Okay, so that is our program for today. It's almost 8 o'clock and I have a meeting I need to attend at 8 o'clock, so I'm just gonna do a very short Jayadvani and we'll end for today. All right. Oh, and Hare Krishna, Shri Dham Vrindavan from Bangladesh. Haribo. Cool. All right. Jai Shachinandan Gaur. I'll just do 2 Maha Mantras and then we'll end. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Shri Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Swaparsha Ji Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopikan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Tulsi Maharani Vrindadevi Ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Śrīrūpa Siddhāntī Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai, Tvadiya Shubha Avirabhav Titi ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Alok Paramahansa Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai, Tvadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki Jai. Shri Harinama Sankirtana ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Shri Kartik Vrat Niyam Seva Urja Vrat ki Jai, Urjeshwari Raseshwari Shri Vishwabhananandani Shrimati Radha Thakurani ki Jai. Jai Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpataru Bhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. The glories of Sadhu-saṅga ki jai. All right, so it's 8 o'clock. I have to run for this other meeting, but it's also the disappearance day of Śrīla Bhakti Paramahansa Gosvāmī Mahārāja, and Śrīla Bhakti Śrīrūpa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. He wrote a beautiful glorification of him for in My Beloved Masters, his book My Beloved Masters, and you can also find it on his website vcvani.com, vcvani.com, or also vishuddhachaitanavani.com. Yeah, so on your own, if you like, you can read the glories of Śrīla Bhakti Paramahansa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Pranams, Yugal Kishore Kishori Didi, Yashoda Didi, Gokuleshwari Didi, Krishna Mai Didi, Manjari Didi, Chattamai Mataji, Ganga Mataji, Vidyalalasa Didi, Sridham Vrindavan from Bangladesh, and I see there Indira Mataji, and I see a few other devotees, 5 devotees watching on YouTube and Facebook. Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you all tomorrow. What's coming up? Okay, so in 3 days is Gopashtami. And then, and also the disappearance day of Sri Dhananjay Pandit and Sri Gadadhar Das Thakur and Srinivas Acharya. That's in 3 days from now. So I guess tomorrow we will continue with our Govardhan Vasparthana Dashakam program. We'll go over verse 10, the last verse. Nirupari Karunena Shri Shachinandanena. We'll try to memorize that verse. So I hope to see you all for that if you're interested. All right. Jai Shri Radhe. Haribol.